Hello and welcome on into Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Rich Reynolds, and I'm coming out swinging today on this episode. I tell you, with the old 1-2 that we got here, as Maurice and Dorn are joining us from Supreme Hits Promotions and Supreme Hits Boxing, and we're talking boxing as we get going.
Yes.
Really good, so that's pretty darn exciting. So we got a big event coming up.
Yes.
Madtown Mayhem, Maurice. What is Madtown Mayhem?
Wow, Madtown Mayhem is an event that we're doing here in Madison. It's actually World Championship Boxing, historical event. We will have 3 championship fights that night.
Oh, wow.
Dorn here will be fighting for his first World Championship and an ABO National Championship. So we're excited to really bring the world of boxing, all eyes, into the city of Madison.
Yeah, so World Championship Boxing, it's also an historical event, you say. So what makes it such a historical event?
Well, the reason it's historical is a couple reasons. And it's the man sitting right next to me.
Okay.
Well, you know, in the history of boxing, there's been very few fighters that have fought for a world championship with 10 fights or less. Well, Dorn's now one of those guys.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know,
That's quick,
and
yeah.
as well as the Hmong community, there's never been a Hmong fighter to ever have done what Dorn's about to do.
Holy
you
cow.
know, so he'll be the first world champion of their people. So that's very historic.
Now, how does it feel for you, I mean, you know, promoting these fights and all of that, to bring the eyes of the boxing world to Madison, Wisconsin? Because it's been a while since, like, you know, boxing's really had that much attention to it, in Madison at least.
Well, I tell you what, it's very exciting. Very
Yeah.
exciting. It feels like a huge responsibility that I'm very glad to carry. You know, the world, we've traveled the world in training with world champions, and they were shocked that Wisconsin, period, had this kind of talent. So I'm honored to show the world that we have this kind of talent right here in Madison.
That's great, yeah. So now, Dorn, you know, boy, 10 fights or less, you're going for a world championship already. I mean, what does it feel like to have such success so early in your career?
It's actually something that I never thought I would ever achieve. But once I achieved it, it was like one of those feeling that I got to take the opportunity to really reach it. So
yeah, you get your shot, man. You gotta take it for sure. So, what was it like when Maurice told you? I mean, as far as like writing history, not only in the ring but outside the ring. How did that make you feel?
makes me feel like it's a great honor
Yeah,
and something I really gotta really push to it. So
absolutely. So, I mean, the Hmong community especially has got to be right behind you, aren't they?
oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, that feels good when you got that kind of support. So, Maurice, you know, going back to Supreme Hits, what's your company motto? What does it mean?
Well, our company motto is making champions in and out of the ring. And it means exactly that. You know, we want to do everything we can as a company to make sure these guys are extremely successful in the ring. But beyond that, when their careers are over and how they conduct themselves, how they are in the community, and we're teaching them business as well. A lot of promoters and managers don't want to teach the fighters business.
Right.
Well, I'm completely opposite because I look at it this way. This has to continue. When I'm gone, it has to continue. There's a change, and Supreme Hits is it.
There's so many horror stories about that, you know, where promoters have used fighters up and spit them out, and the fighters are right back to square one, basically,
Exactly.
or worse sometimes. And
Exactly.
So that's great to hear. So Madtown Mayhem, where's it going to be at? What's the date for this one?
Well, Madtown Mayhem will be at the Alliance Center, Energy Center on May 7th. Doors open at 6, and the fights start at 7:30.
Okay.
You can get your tickets, go online at www.localmmatickets.com, or you can get them at the door.
Okay. Now you also said there's 3 championship fights then.
Yes, there is.
So Dorn's one of them. What are the other 2?
Dorn is the main event, and then we have another local young man who was an engineering student at UW that came to me, and his name is Deontay Boumaye Wilson. And we remember Boumaye from Ali Boumaye.
Yep,
So that's
yep.
his name that he's taken on.
Ali Boumaye.
That's
yeah,
it.
Exactly,
That's
yep.
it. And the crowd usually roars. You will hear when he's getting ready to come out, you will hear the chant, Boumaye. You know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And he's fighting for the UBF Lightweight Midwest Championship and the ABO Regional Championship.
Okay.
And then we have another young lady who's signed to Supreme Hits. Her name is Natasha Spence. She makes her home in Canada and Madison, so she travels back and forth. She'll be fighting for the WBF Women's World Championship.
Good stuff. Maurice Dorn, thanks for being here, and we'll be back with more Talk of the Town coming up here at Channel 57. Back on Talk of the Town, and always love it when we have some set props on the show, especially when they're set props that you can drink, as we bring in Fred from Baraboo Bluff Winery. Fred, thanks for joining us.
Rich, thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about your winery then. So how long have you guys been open? How long have you been doing it?
We actually opened up May 1st of last year. We're open up from May 1st till October 31st, and then we reopened. We had our grand reopening on April 1st of this year.
Oh, wow.
And the plan for this year is we are going to be open year-round, Thursday through Monday from 11 to 5.
Okay. All right, so you're still kind of young at this.
Second year.
Now planning, at least like opening a winery, it's not like you can, decide, oh, next month I'm going to open it. You take some time to make the wines, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually, it's the whole thing started about five years ago. We had my wife and I went to the local garden center, and we were there buying some plants for our vegetable garden, and ran across some grapevines. We bought 4 of them. Came home, did our yard work, planted our 4 grapevines. We're sitting next to them, drinking a bottle of wine, overlooking the view that we have and the land that we own. And I said to her, hey, wouldn't it be great to just fill this hillside with grapevines? And she agreed with me. However, she didn't know that I really meant it. So the next day, I actually got online and I started researching. I'm like, how would somebody that has no background whatsoever into growing grapes and making wine learn how to do all this? And it turned out that Missouri State University offered classes online. So I immediately signed up for classes and started planning 5 years ago this May. And last year, after 4 years, we planted 2 vineyards and did the taste room in the production area and started making wine.
Terrific story. And wives don't always expect us husbands to follow through on our crazy ideas.
I'll tell you, the funny thing is that she was not a fan. The first 2 years, she was just like, you're crazy, I can't believe you're doing this. A year later, we planted an acre and a half, 1,500 grapevines. The trellis system started going up. She started seeing it happening. A buzz started happening in town because people were seeing what was going on. And then after 2 years, she was on board, and next thing you know, she's running around telling everybody, look what we did.
Nice. Now, so much about a winery is the experience about when you go there. So what's a typical experience for a visitor for your winery?
Well, the first experience that our visitors normally react to is the walk from the parking lot up to the tasting room. We're located up on the side of the Baraboo Bluffs. So our parking lot is about halfway up, so there's still another halfway you have to go. But it's well worth it because the biggest selling point or the biggest attraction to our winery, even though all our wines are very good, solid wines, the view is spectacular. You can see for at least 15, 20 miles.
Nice. So the location you're talking about that, how about cost? It seems like that would be kind of prohibitive to open a winery, isn't it?
You mean as far as startup costs are concerned? Sure, there's a big investment in it, but the fortunate thing for us, we already owned our home, so we converted part of our home. The lower level was converted into the tasting room. What used to be our garage is now the production area, and then we also already had the land, so that part was already taken care of. The equipment and stuff afterwards, of course, was a big investment, plus not to mention all the time. Our first year being a startup company, I unfortunately did not get paid. But I think this year that's going to change. But I was okay with it because it actually turned into a passion. So it's been a lot of fun.
Very cool. So what did you bring us today? Let's talk about your most popular wines and what you got here.
Well, these 3 wines we just found out last week. We entered all 3 of them into the Finger Lakes International Wine Competition. We just found out last week all 3 of them got silver medals.
Oh, terrific! Nice job.
So these are very popular wines. Our most popular wine I did not bring with me. It's called The Girlfriend. It's got a picture of, well, the story behind it is that when I was taking my winemaking classes, our 2 oldest boys were dating these 2 girls. And I kept making wine that I like, which is typically dry. And they wanted me to make something sweet and fruity like a Moscato. So I came up with a white wine that's sweet and it has mango in it, and they loved it. So we decided that we were just going to call it The Girlfriend, name it after the 2 girls. And we took it a step further. We hired an artist friend of ours from Milwaukee, Nova Zarnecki, and we had her go ahead and do a painting of the 2 girls, and we put it on the label, and it's called The Girlfriend.
Nice. Very cool story.
So that right there is called the Sweet Angel. It's made from a vanilla grape, and we didn't do anything special to it other than ferment it. Now, if you take a good smell out of it, you should pick up hints of pineapple, which is natural from the grape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of our silver medal winners.
Favorite part of the show right there.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
yeah, cheers, by the way.
Yeah, right back at you.
Absolutely terrific. Nice finish. Good and clean and drier than expected. So
Yeah.
nice job. Congrats on the medals.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the wine as well. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town here on Channel 57. And we're back on Talk of the Town. Welcome back on in. We are talking now about the medical career field and something that seems to be booming all over the place, and basically what a medical assistant is and what growth opportunities are there. I'm joined now by Deanna Rigo, who is here from Globe University. Welcome on in.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Excellent, yeah. And you look all smiley, and you're probably all smiles because the medical assistant field seems to be growing. It's one of those areas, I think, in the economy that you could say, you know what's getting better? The medical field and jobs that are related to the medical field. Tell us a little bit first, before we get into all that good news, your background and what you do at Globe University.
Sure. Actually, I'm a Globe University alumni. I graduated from their medical assistant program. I'm a certified medical assistant. I worked in the field in the Madison area, and I had the opportunity to actually mentor Globe students when they were doing their externship for the program. And then I went back to Globe, became an instructor. I was their full-time instructor. And then this past fall, I took on the program chair position.
Wow, okay, so a lot of background then
circle.
with Globe. Excellent, okay. Tell us exactly, what is a medical assistant?
Well, the best way to picture what a medical assistant is I want you to think back the last time you were at the clinic. And the person who came out to the waiting room and said your name, took you back to the exam room. They went through all of the information on the computer. They got you ready for your exam. They collected everything. They may have given you your flu shot. They may have assisted the physician with the actual exam or a minor procedure. That's a medical assistant. They work in a clinic, medical office, or an outpatient facility.
Okay, and I talked a little bit about, early on about the high demand that there is for medical assistants. Why is there such a high demand right now?
The demand is huge, not only in the Madison area and Wisconsin, but throughout the nation. And the increased demand is due to a couple of things. First of all, there's more physicians all the time in order to meet the demand of technology and also the aging population, the baby boomers.
Absolutely, yeah. And as of course, people get older, they have more medical issues, and so they got to see the doctors more often, and all kind of works together. So what is the job outlook, if you will, years out for someone who wants to be a medical assistant?
The job demand continues to increase. We're looking at about a 30% increase by the year 2020.
Wow.
As according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So a huge demand is going to continue. We are not graduating a lot of students as medical assistants, so we're not even coming close to meeting that demand. The nice thing in the Madison area and surrounding areas, Dane County, is we have so many clinics. Just think about when you drove to work today, you probably passed how many clinics. So you can work in any size clinic. Some people choose a particular specialty that they would enjoy working in. Maybe they prefer working with a particular age group as far as the patient goes.
Okay, and what kind of training then do you need to become a medical assistant?
Well, Globe University offers a 2-year associate degree program. We are on a quarter system, so every quarter you are taking new classes. Part of that program is a 240-hour externship prior to graduation, which is really great. As the program chair, I place you in a clinic in the area, and you basically work for them for free for 240 hours. And the nice thing is all the skills you've developed at Globe, you're practicing those skills, you're perfecting those skills, and then you're really in a great position to land that job. And if you think about it, if you're working for free for 240 hours, and if you're rocking that externship, they more than likely want to hire you.
I know about working for free. I work in broadcasting, so it's basically for free. So it's nice to actually hear, though, about an industry that you can work for free for a little while and then start getting paid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that would be nice. If someone wants to go to Globe University, they're saying, hey, I want to get involved in this, become a medical assistant, where do they find more information?
What you can do is you can go to our website at globeuniversity.edu and do a little searching, learn a little bit more about the field if you prefer, what programs we have to offer, and then there's actually some information you can fill out, and an admissions rep would contact you.
Tiana, great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, we made it on through talking about Globe University and, of course, a lot that's going on as far as being a medical assistant. Check them on out, and it's nice to also hear good news that a field is actually growing and growing by that much. So very good indeed. We're going to be back. Talk of the Town. We got more. Stick around. And we're back, and we're talking about the big ones. That's right, right?
Yeah, we work on the big ones.
That sounds worse than what it is. We actually bring in Stephanie from Truckstar, and thank you for joining us. And so, yes. Truckstar Collision Center. So basically, what do you do? What does Truckstar do?
Well, Truckstar is a heavy-duty truck collision repair shop. We basically are a body shop for trucks. We fix wrecked vehicles. And we do everything from collision repair, heavy-duty, like big collision wrecks, to small fender benders. We do frame modifications, full, complete repaints. Sometimes fleets come in and they want to have us do a fleet color change for them. We also work on, we do alignments in-house, frame repairs in-house. I think I mentioned frame modifications, any sort of fabrication on big vehicles.
Okay, so you work on the big ones,
yes.
literally.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Is that all you do? Is it only trucks that you work on?
You know what? People ask us that all the time. Do we work on anything other than trucks? We do, and we actually do anything that is too big to get into a car body shop. The typical car body shops are not tall enough. Their paint equipment or paint booths is not tall enough.
Sure.
So we work on anything, large RVs, trailers, over-the-road trucks, local box trucks, cranes, heavy-duty equipment.
Oh, wow.
Really anything that requires a bigger shop to
Yeah,
accommodate.
things that are big, the
Yeah.
big ones. So,
Yep.
okay, how did you all get started? How has it kind of changed over the years?
Well, the company started with my parents. Greg and Karen DeWall, they founded it in 1997. Greg's been in the industry for a number of years. In the South Central Wisconsin area. He saw that the commercial industry needed a shop that they could go to get their vehicles repaired,
Sure.
bigger vehicles. And so he got into this in 1997, and it's changed a lot. We've had a lot of expanded into areas that we didn't realize. So we've got bus warranty repairs, of course, RV repairs. We do post office vehicles. We actually have done the Wienermobile,
oh, wow.
Which is a nice local thing to do. The Wienermobile that's on display up at Oscar Mayer is one that we did. They had us fabricate and refurbish it so that it could be a statue out there.
Which, by the way, if you ever want to know the weight of that Wienermobile, they actually give it in wieners. If you that's a true thing. So,
yeah,
kind
it's
of
an
funny.
Interesting vehicle to work on.
Yeah, I'm sure. So,
yep.
you know, you've been around then, it's almost 20 years now.
Yes.
So what has
about
helped?
18.
Yeah, what's helped contributed to the success of Truckstar?
You know, we've really built our foundation on having really transparency with the repairs. We work with our customers. A lot of them are so loyal to us. They come to us, they drop their vehicles off, and they are looking for the repairs to be done in a quality way. You know, with everything up front, so they can see what we did. We're charging for what we do, and they're getting good quality repairs with a good, honest price.
Yeah, everybody loves that.
Yeah.
If you can do that, you're going to be around for a while. What are some of the unique challenges, though? I mean, that you know, compared to what a body shop might have that works on cars,
Sure.
for working on heavy-duty equipment, what are some of the things that are unique as a challenge to your business?
Yeah. Well, in the commercial industry, the owners of the vehicles need their vehicles to be on the road to be making money. And so cycle time is so important. We're aware of that. We work really hard to try to meet those needs and get these vehicles back on the road for the drivers. The vehicles are custom built many times, and so sourcing parts, getting accurate price quotes, working with the insurance companies to make sure they know what sort of outlay is going to be, you know, with these particular wrecks. A lot of that takes extra time. And so we really strive to try to minimize that for our drivers and get them out on the road.
I would think, and maybe this is just me, but is it hard to get the word out to truckers or, you know, people that are in that business, because they are moving all the time?
Yeah.
Does that make it more difficult?
You know, actually, since over the years, we've really expanded our customer base. You know, Truck Drivers Talk, we work a lot with municipalities and emergency equipment, that kind of thing. Those are small communities, people to come together. So we have a lot of word of mouth
Okay.
that really expands.
Good stuff. How can a customer contact you then? Get a free estimate?
Well, we can come to them or they can come to us. Generally, if you give a call ahead of time, talk to Frank or Chuck, and one of them can inspect the vehicle, get it estimated, and get it going for you. So.
Stephanie, good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, continued success. Thanks for being
Yes,
here.
thank you so much.
Yep, and thank you for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you next time right here on Channel 57.